We're often asked how to choose a swimming pool pump, and swimming pool pump experts explain that you should be looking to circulate the water in the pool within roughly an 8-hour period. So we've created 5 easy steps to help you choose a swimming pool pump. So our step 1 is we need to know the volume of water that's in your pool. So if you had a rectangular pool, we would be able to work out the volume by timesing the length by the width by the height. So length times width times height. Now that's assuming, obviously, this is our pool and it's full of water. Now, there are obviously going to be different sized pools. So you could have a circular pool, in which case you're going to need to know, firstly, the radius, so that's half the diameter, and the height, and then your volume equals pi r squared h, which will give you the volume of that size of pool. Now you might have a pool that has different depths, so you might have a shallow end going down to a deeper end, like that. Now what you might be able to do, if you're feeling confident, is split this up into separate sections and add them all together to give you the volume. But you might find that you get a close enough figure just by taking an average of the depth of the whole pool and using volume equals average depth times width times length. Now on our worked example, we're going to have the pool having a length of 20 meters. It's going to have a width of 8 meters and it's going to be 1 meter deep. So our volume will be 20 meters times by 8 meters times by 1 meter, which gives us an answer in meters cubed because we've got meter, meter, meter. So volume equals 160 meters cubed. Now that is the end of our step 1. Step 2 is about converting the meters cubed figure into litres. So 1 meters cubed is equivalent to 1,000 litres. So from that, to get how many litres we have from 160 meters cubed into litres, we multiply by 1,000, which gives 160,000 litres. Now step 3 is all about calculating the required flow rate per hour, because this 160,000 litres is the quantity of water in the pool and we need to circulate that within an 8-hour period. So we take our 160,000 and we divide it by 8 hours, which gives us 20,000 litres per hour. So we're starting to get where we need to be, and most pumps are rated with a flow rate in litres per minute. So our step 4 is going to be about converting the litres per hour into minutes. So convert litres per hour into litres per minute. So we take our 20,000 litres per hour and we divide by 60 because that's the number of minutes in an hour, which gives us an answer of 333 litres per minute. So from our step 4, we had a figure of 333 litres per minute, which means we can move on to step 5, which is choosing the pump. Now, from our figure of 333 litres a minute, we want to match it up to the nearest equivalent pump. Now, I would normally round up. In this instance, the nearest pump we've got would be from the swim range. Now, the swim 1000 has a flow rate of 350 litres per minute. So that should be a good match to our 333 litres. Now, there are some other things I would recommend whilst you're running through step 5, which is choosing your pump. If your pool has specific requirements, such as a filter or a heater system, which may need additional power, you need to check what they're rated at and make sure the pump is capable. Aside from that, you want to check the pipe size, because it's much easier to have a pump that fits the same pipework you've already got than having to change it or have adapters. Secondly, you want to check the power, which will be in horsepower or kilowatts. Now, if you've had a pool pump that's run for years, been absolutely fine and kept your pool in really good condition, then you probably want something of a similar power. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you also want to check your filter rating, because what you don't want to be doing is having a pump that is too powerful for your filter. But if you follow all of these things, you should be along the right lines with selecting a good and suitable pump for your requirements. But what I would just stress is, if you do have specific pool requirements, then it is worth speaking to a pool engineer first prior to choosing your pump. Now, this video should help you choose a swimming pool pump if you haven't already got the information to hand. Now, what you can of course do is look for a pump that is similar. If you are replacing a pump, looking for similar specifications and opting for that. And if you follow that, it's likely that you won't have any problems. We will be doing more of these videos on how to and helpful guides. So be sure to like, share and subscribe, and check out fpspumps.co.uk for all of your water pump requirements.